Peace, 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 and more peace. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Welcome to the first episode of The Fight for Black Americans. Oh, yeah, we back at it again. I am here. You are here with me, and I definitely appreciate you. Yes, this is the beginning of a new thing. Let me just make sure I'm on. If you guys give me one quick second, make sure we roll in. Oh yeah, all systems is a go. I hope. All right, Yes, man, welcome. This is a beautiful thing. I am here to help Black Americans. Oh wow, a crazy statement. But that's the purpose of this show. Our name is our mission. This is the fight for Black Americans. I am engaged in that fight. I'm here to find other people that are interested in engaging themselves in the fight for our folks, for our people, for their hearts and their minds. Are you a fighter or are you a fleer? This is the fight, and this is the calling. Whoa! This is the calling. Digging into your primal energy, digging into your source energy right now. Oh, yeah. You feel something different. You feel like you can help. This is the place to be. We are here to help. We are looking to help. We are interested in help. Yeah. It's so many of us so talented, so many of us so bright and so brilliant that we can help. Everybody can't help, but we can help. So we just want to get together with us like-minded people and find out what we have to offer. You know, yeah, there may be some people that may be trying to block us, but hey, that just makes for an interesting fight, right? But knowing what we know, knowing what we're made of, knowing where we come from and who we come from, success is our destination. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, and the purpose of this show, and it's really was sparked out of a need and a desire. I've been hearing people say that they're not a leader of black black leaders get killed, and it was kind of disheartening. And I don't believe that that's all people. I don't believe that all of us are out for self. That everybody is afraid of dying for black people. I mean, is that a terrible thing? Is that a terrible thing to go down as someone who believed in black people enough that he was willing or she was willing to fight for them? I don't think that's a bad thing. I know there's some people out there that are down for the fight. I know it. And I'm here to set the record straight. Oh yeah. This is the calling. I'm not alone, but I don't mind being alone. I don't mind stepping up. I don't mind being the first in the ring. Oh yeah. Put your gloves on, lace up your boots. It's showtime. It's showtime. You know? Some people want us to believe that we aren't who we are, that we can't be successful in life, that all we are depressed, kidnapped victims. Damn near crazy, depressed, kidnapped victims. But that's not who we are. That's not all we are. That might be the appearance of what we are today, of what they project on TV, of of the symptoms of not knowing our true identity, not feeling at home in our own homeland. But when we get back to who we are, we're gonna get back to being beautiful. We're gonna get back to being creative. We're gonna get back to being brilliant. I'm positive. I'm sure of it. Like I don't know black people like I know black people. Black people are fun. Black people are are fun. Turn on a fire hydrant and see what black people can do, how much fun you have. Say you turn it, light up the whole block. These are the things that we do. We don't take much. Just bring a grill outside, turn on a radio. Those are the black people that I know. Right now we chasing. They got us chasing these foreign dreams. Everybody come to America for an American dream, but we was living it. We was living it, and they got us thinking that we wasn't living it. They got us thinking that we was too slow and too stupid to get it. I don't believe it. I know too many great people. I seen too much greatness. I seen too much abilities to believe that we some downtrodden's, that we not the cream of the crops. I'm ready to fight for us. I'm ready to stick my neck out for us because I know that there's a better future for us. I know that there's a better tomorrow for us if we do the work today. Man, I'm telling you, hey, listen, I'd say I don't mind slow boils. I don't mind slow boils. I don't mind because they stay high longer. We're gonna take our time with this. We're gonna demonstrate our truth and our intentions to help and support black people and they plight. And our plight. The fuck? Excuse me. Because we got a plight, y'all. It may not seem like we under attack. It may not seem like people trying to make us look bad. It may not seem like they just trying to take all our money from us. But if it ain't, we need to find out, you know? And if it is, we need to organize and fight against it. That's the ministry, y'all. That's the ministry. We're going to start this American ministry. We're going to start this Black American ministry because we have so much to offer. We have so much to give. We are the creators. We are the soul of the world, and they want to turn on our light. They want to diminish us. They don't want to represent us. You don't want to be the vanguard for us. Who are y'all? Where you come from? Who done sent you? Sound crazy to me. You know what I mean? These cats is crazy out here. They don't want to represent us. They must not know us. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what we gotta dig into these books too, because there's a conspiracy in these books. There's a conspiracy in these doctrines. There's a conspiracy in these ideologies. Who's pushing it and why they pushing it? They don't know. Some of these dudes don't know. So we gotta tell them. Once we tell them, okay, and they keep pushing it, okay, but they don't know. So we gotta tell them. We gotta put it in their face. We gotta put the finger in their face. Because again, it's a game. Like these dudes play black and white. They use the skin folk that ain't kin folk against us. They use some the subterfuge and they like to play coke and dagger on us. Yeah, they do. But we can organize too. We flyer than them. We got better finesse skills. We smoother than them. We can people play from a mile away. And we just got to organize. We just got to be ready to fight. We got to be ready to stand up for us. That's the day we living in. That's the world we living in. It's the time to know. We're in a whole world of knowing. Know thyself. Know what we can do. Know that we can achieve greatness. Know that we can live stress free, home in America. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to start pointing out the thing, because this thing is deep, y'all. This thing is deep, and it's all just a Hollywood illusion. It's all just a Hollywood illusion, but we start internalizing it, and nobody wants to call it out. Nobody wants to go against the money. Nobody want to go against the corporate dollars. For the truth. Everybody's invested in these foreign interests, so they don't care about Black Americans no more. They don't care about Black Americans' interests no more. Find you an immigrant and put them to work. Find a black person's land and squat on it. It's one big illusion. It's one big orchestrated circus. And we get the pie in the face. You know? But it's enough of that though. It's enough of that though. We smarter than they are. Smarter than they are. We can figure this whole thing out and put it right back in order. Put it right back in this proper perspective. That's what we do. I'm not afraid to do it. I'm not afraid to be one of the ones to do it. Man, I love it. I love it. I love when you call me out. Let's do it. Let's prepare ourselves for their onslaught. Let's prepare ourselves for their next attack. Because again, I tell you that drugs in the black community ain't an accident. Drugs in the black community ain't an accident. We could always say that it was racist white supremacists that put the drugs in there, but we can't find out who. Oh yeah, we know who. Let's find out who put the drugs in the neighborhood. It's an attack. Let's find out who's stealing our money, who out here pushing for these higher taxes, and who's making sure that we can't even get eggs. Eggs is $6 a dozen. Who's doing this? Is this intentionally or not? If it's not, then cool. But we need to find out. Everybody's talking about everything else, but how we going to feed ourselves? How we going to bury our loved ones? People disappearing, people not waking up in the morning, healthy people, but they all got one thing in common. They all trusted these people to go get that thing. We got to find out who's doing what to who. I'm tired of just hearing about the white supremacists, the anti-blacks. Put a name on it. They scared. They don't want to fight for black people. They want to get rich off of black people, off of our pain, off of our suffering. I mean, how many times have we seen the same old shucking job? The same old only niggas come, they only leave they mansion when it's a dead body on the ground. They only leave they mansion when it's a problem that they can exasperate and blow up and draw attention to. But a lot of this stuff is we can preempt this stuff. A lot of this stuff we can preempt this stuff. There's no unity here. The unity is through these foreign doctrines. It's always the same foreign representative, a reverend, a mosque, a Muhammad, imam, or something representing the black American, standing on a foreign book that had to be translated for grandmama in Mississippi to understand it, for auntie in Georgia to get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can look back now and we can see that there is, that was a hoax, or that was a false flag, and but we don't see that they pulling sometimes on us, that they might put a false flag on us, that they might send us a Michael, a Michael King, and tell us his name is Martin. Like, oh yeah, that never happened. It was just it was just a hoax. Well, a lot of this stuff could possibly be, but they not gonna tell us that. They're not gonna tell us that. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like I want us to understand. Like, yo, man, we are the government. We are the people. They done tricked us out of being the people because they got us thinking that we from another country. They got us thinking that somebody brought us here. But who? Like, who brought us here? People that couldn't feed themselves. What was they eating in Europe? What was they wearing in Europe before they got to America? What's the European fruit that everybody eats and loves? What's the European? I mean, come on, let's talk about culture before they got here. That they come here and they expand and they and dominate us with their culture. Where's the European culture? Like you say, there is no European culture. All that stuff they get from America, from the cotton on their backs to the potatoes and cornbread in they belly. This is an American phenomenon. Everything here we created. They come Johnny come lately, and then they take it and sell it around the world, put a dollar sign on it. We got to figure out who's doing this and why are they doing this intentionally. I mean, are they doing this? I mean, because I might feel like they're doing it intentionally. I might already know they're doing it intentionally, but I might be wrong. I need somebody to help me to tell me, look at this information I presented. Oh, this is where you're wrong. Help me out here. Help me engage in this fight. Because if we don't fight back, we're going to get beat up. Like I say, y'all don't think that the people that put drugs in the community 20 years ago still trying to get back, still trying to get the neighborhood, still trying to get us out of where we was. Again, like the cities used to be fun. It used to be events. It used to be parks. It used to be people hanging outside. It didn't take much. Now, instead of hanging on a corner, they got a coffee shop. They got people pay to do what we did for free. You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm telling you. We are under attack. Just hanging on a corner, just sipping on a beer or sipping on some coffee was the what's they call it? The black man salon, right? Hanging on the stoop, and now they charging us to hang on the corner. They charging us. They done gentrified the whole neighborhood. Well, we can't even hang outside now. Clear the corners. Cool, okay. But now you gotta pay and have tea and crumpets. But it wasn't a thing. It wasn't nothing. Y'all don't want to sit out here. This the slums. But now y'all want to pay exorbitant amount of monies to sit out here in the slums. Like I'll tell you, bro. Like we gotta stop saying that white people are the enemy. I don't think white people are the enemy. Nah, I don't think that. I think some niggas is using white people. But I think it's some niggas that's using white people as the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because white people, integration is for them. Integration is for them. Like segregation, you don't get to learn how to be cool if you segregated. But if you get to go to school with us, if you get to hang out with us, then you get the vibe. You get to get the cosmic vibration. You get to get closer to it, closer to the tune. Integration ain't for us. Now the education part of integration, that's what they got from us. They get to teach us the same thing that they teaching them, showing us pictures of European kings in the 1400s wearing cotton like it's like we crazy. They're gonna tell us that these people wore cotton in the 1400s and we not supposed to figure this out. Like these people were living in barns. They don't even have a word for house in Europe. The word house is an American word. Like even a hut, hoots is a house. Hoots is a house. They don't have a word for that. Some people they lived in something that's not a house. You know what I mean? And they come to America and they learn how to live in houses. They learn how to live and cook. They learn how to cook their food. Like you understand? Like I say, like we forget that people don't eat their food cooked all the time. Some people like their food rare and with a little blood in it. You might have to learn how to cook your food. Y'all might not respect your grandmom because she was help. You know, you helping some people that didn't live in a house before. You helping some people that don't know how to cook their food. Don't know how to cook their food to the meat. They don't. They don't. And again, like I say, they don't come from Europe and they got some like only thing you might be able to say Europe got is what? Brussels sprouts. Come on now. What's the European dish that they dealing with? They coming with the cow and the cheese, and that's why your stomach hurt. Why your stomach hurt when you drinking cheese and you drinking milk and you eating cheese? It's a reason, because we don't have cows over here. We don't use cows like that. We don't suck from cows over here, so we're not used to that. It makes our stomach hurts. But over there in Europe, over there in Africa, they been had cows and been drinking cow milk, so they stomach don't hurt. But I'm trying to tell you that we worried and fighting for Black Americans because we got a different issue. Everybody get together when it's time to to go against the God, to go against us, the home team. The game is to make you think you was somewhere else. But if you was somewhere else, it would be popping there. If you was somewhere else, we would still be there. We're gonna take this thing slow. We're gonna take this thing slow because I don't think everybody understands. And that's all right. They did a good job of putting us to sleep. But this is the resistance. This is the fight back. Like there's like I wanna work with the people that believe in themselves. Not the people that think we can't win. We can't be successful, you know? We can't create a positive future for ourselves in the mix of the game. Like I hear people talking about, oh, y'all want to build a kingdom, don't build a clown kingdom. There's a game being played, and if you're not the writer of the script, my friend, you're just a clown in the game. They're upset because people woke up. People are now starting to question everything. They're starting to question history. They're starting to question out of Africa. They're starting to question the people that are presenting this information in front of us. I mean, again, like it's certain things that come with the job. If I play football, I gotta expect to get hit. You know, if I'm fighting for Black people, I gotta expect for some competition, for some conflict. But we have to decide: are we worth it? Maybe everybody not worth it, but it's enough of us that can change it and give everybody else a chance to work on it, to be to get their values together, to be worth it. I mean, again, they got us. We are so competitive. All we see is money. I get it. Money is a beautiful thing. I'm not against it. But what do you do with it? What do you do with your money is the point. If we're not thinking collectively, if we're not thinking in terms of the benefit of us, then we missing a boat. We got to start benefiting us. We got to start fighting for us. We got to start promoting us. Like, I'm excited about the election. Like, that's I'm beyond control. Like, this is the thing. Like, I'm excited about the election. I'm excited about the election, guys, because that's what we do here in America. Here in America, we we vote. Everybody gets to say, you know. We forget stuff like that. That everybody gets to say that people used to sit in a circle. That it was a bunch of qualified and intelligent um what's the word, um compadres and equals, everybody's on the same page, everybody's on code. And that's what we have to do for Black America. We got to get Black America back on code. Like I say, the first thing we have to recognize is that some people don't want us to win. If we understand that some people don't want us to win, we can start figuring out, or do we want to win? What the fuck? This is the calling. Everybody can't win. Everybody can't help us win. I get it. But there are some of us who's about that life. There are some of us who were sent here to change the condition. There were some of us who were sent here to push us forward into the future. This is the calling. Everybody ain't ready for this type of interaction where you get to display all your abilities, your creative abilities, your mental abilities, your spiritual abilities for Black people, for Black Americans. This is the fight of our lives. Like, what are we doing with our lives? Like, so many people are dying and they will be dead. Bless them, right? Best them. How do you best them if they're dead? But that's the future. What they gonna say about you when you go? She was rich. She had a lot of money. He was rich. He fucked a lot of girls. Excuse my French. I mean, come on. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, everybody they give us is going to be their heroes. Like, they're not going to promote like the the ones that's keeping us awoke, the ones that's keeping us in tune to our identity. They're not going to promote that. They're going to promote, the mixing pot, the melting pot. Everybody come in here. Everybody, integrate and be one. Like it's reverse. All of this stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's reverse psychology. They play in two ways. They play in extremes. You know, they give you extremes so that way we can miss the obvious. But the obvious is where we dealing. That's all we dealing in is the obvious stuff that we can prove, stuff that we can and we'll put up on the screen. But this is the calling. I don't mind being alone. I don't mind representing on my own, but I know I'm not alone. This is the calling. It's the time of our lives. It's things that must be done. It's people that we must identify. Because again, like I said, like how we voting if we don't know who to vote for? If we can't tell our interests, if we don't know our interests, like there's a reason why they want to take your guns. We don't know. We think, oh, they should take their guns because we killing each other. But we don't understand that it might be some people that might just want to get rid of us for just because, like, you know, might be some people, like I say, the same people that put the drugs in the neighborhood might wanted you just to weaken yourselves and kill yourselves off. So now they're gonna come take your guns and make it sweet. They tell you about the Civil War, but they don't tell you about the Gullah Wars. They tell you about some Gullah Geechees, and then they say they from Africa, but they don't tell you about the Gullah Wars that went on way before any Africans got here, and how there's some people called Gwale Gullah Indians. They've been here, look just like you and me, Black Americans, been fighting a war for years, all up and down the South. But they only tell you about the Civil War. Civil War started in 1860. The Gullah War ended in 1858. It's kind of convenient, one might say. It's the reason why after Reconstruction, all the people that was in control was black folks like you and me, Black Americans like you and me. It's the reason why. Because it's the time for Reconstruction. Sometimes you got to step in and you got to do the work. You got to fight for black folks. But again, them people that you, like it's them people that you, well, like I say, well, them people that you was fighting in the Civil War, they might, we don't understand everything. We don't know who was fighting the Civil War, and we don't know if they still mad or not. You know what I mean? It ain't got nothing to do with the South, because again, we are the South. Black Americans are the South. If y'all go ahead and check the Ku Klux Klan and what the Ku Klux Klan was doing, I bet you won't find them in the places that y'all live and y'all from. You'll find them in Oklahoma. You'll find them in Arkansas. You'll find them in Mississippi and Alabama. And it's a reason for that. You know? It's a reason for that. It's like I say, like the Klan, they don't just they don't just attack black people walking on the side of the road. No, they attack landowners, homeowners. It's targeted. They know exactly what they was doing. There's some people that don't want us to win. Think they took off sheets, but they put on business suits. Like, and it's again, and like I'm telling you, the reason why the Klan wore sheets is because people knew them, not because they was white folks. You know what I'm saying? I know that seemed hard to believe, but just because they white folks don't mean that you know them. And if everybody did, how you point them out? You know? But they know who these people was. This is a game. It's a game. It's what's happening now. Some of them people would love to be back in Mississippi, would love to be back in Alabama, would love to be back in Georgia, and we don't even understand what's going on. Like, we think that the people that lost the Civil War just went home and cried boo-hoo. You know, they just live with that. No, a lot of them got kicked out. A lot of them wasn't even in. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, we don't understand everything yet, yo. We gotta dig into this. This is a pain searching expedition. But nobody wants to talk about the Civil War and black people during, after, and before the Civil War. Because I don't see no black people losing nothing around here at all. So a person that ain't losing nothing, they not gonna fight you head up. You dig? They tried that. It was called the Civil War. They can't beat you head up. So now they're gonna play a game to you. They're gonna try to convince you that you're not even from here. And that's why I be trying to tell people, like, if we could understand that most of our names are what you would call indigenous Indian Native American Indian names. We don't have no African names. Keisha ain't an African name. Keisha is an American Indian name. It's from the Mayans. Everybody named Keisha and Isha, that is a Mayan deity. Isha. Everybody named May, Maggie May, Lucy May, Teasy May. They got that Maya in them. It's Mae, Ma. But we lost that. We lost knowing that we was something different. That we from the country. You know what I mean? Like the country ain't the country. The country is a country. It's a whole nother reality. It's who we are. It's it's a culture. It's an identity. It's a place. And if we don't keep it alive in our hearts and our minds, we are disgraceful. If we don't bring it back to life and represent it, then we are disgraceful. That's why I try to remind people that when you driving down 95 and you heading South Carolina, it say you south of the border. They got sombreros, they got all types of Spanish and all types of other non-English, right? Non what you would consider American is when you get south of the border, and that's where we from. That's the mentality of us. We south of the border. You understand that concept? Like I'm telling you, when they talk about America and slavery, most of what we know as America, as we know as Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, South Carolina, was not included in these places. When they counting these slaves and stuff, where you from ain't included in these places. When they formed America, they had a little. They're talking about they had a piece of Georgia that wouldn't even be a city. They living on like South Carolina and Charleston. That's the border. That's the swamps. All they got is the Eastern Seaboard swampland. New York is an island. They scared to death. It seemed like it's something now, but at the time it was a safe. It was a safe situation. You on an island and there's some wild people out there. They ain't playing. But they wasn't in no interior. They wasn't getting no money. All of this stuff is a lie and a scam to take us on our true place. We gotta find out who would be mad at us. Why they mad at us? Who want to move back to Georgia? Like if I like when I show y'all what they did to Georgia, like it was some people that that might have that might have did some funny money with Georgia. You might have to kick some people out. Like that's what we don't. That's what we don't believe as Black Americans. That's why we got to start from the beginning. We don't believe that we were the people kicking people out. We were the people in charge. We don't believe that we lived in cities in America. Like I can get it. Nobody want to be an Indian. That's cool because you think of Indians, you think of roaming out in the desert and roaming up in the plains and all that. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Only certain type of Indians, they call plains Indians. They was roaming. The Indians up in the up in the Canada, they chasing buffalo. But in the South, they got crops, bro. You're not roaming around when you growing crops. You got peaches, plums, oranges. All of that's from America. They don't have that nowhere else. They don't have juice nowhere else. Juice is an American word. We out here eating oysters and crabs and salmon and trout, barbecuing every day of the week. You hear what I'm saying? This is America. This is the land of milk and honey. When you get to the South, it's a different game. They was up here up in the North chasing beavers and deer and stuff for fur. But when you get to the South, they got cotton. Ain't nobody doing no weird stuff when you got cotton. You living in the city. You are a sedentary people. You waiting for your crops to grow because these crops is going to sustain you through the winter. They're not bringing in foreigners. They're not sending in no immigrants to grow crops in America that they never seen before. Ain't no African crops that grow in America except rice. That's it. And rice don't sell like that. If you got rice or or, or corn, you gonna take the rice. I mean, you gonna take the corn. You gonna mix it. I mean, you gonna mix the corn in the rice. You're not eating rice by itself. Nobody eat rice by itself. You gonna mix the rice with something. But in America, we eat beans, corns, and squash. Plant them at the same time. They grow each other. They playing a mind game on us. They tricked us off the land. We can't even grow food no more. It's still in us. Everybody got the green thumb. I see girls that be having gardens in their kitchen on a windowsill, growing a tomato, growing a cucumber, right? Put it in your yard and grow some corn. But we got to get back to knowing how to be sufficient. Cause it's all a trick, bro. It's all a trick. Black America is afraid. What happens if they close the supermarkets? What happens? People gonna go crazy like it's the end of the world. But I know what I know is that it's still fish in that river. It's always gonna be fish in that river. You know, we gotta stay we gotta stay grounded. We gotta stay in tune, stay knowing. But if the supermarket's closed and you feel like you are African, you 1,000 miles from home, you don't know what to do, you're not gonna feel comfortable. You're not gonna feel like, damn, my ancestors been here for 1,000,000 years. This is nothing. We'll figure it out. Let me go grab a stick and a string and then put a worm on the end. See what bite. We let them trick us out of our divinity, bro. Trick us out of again, you have to understand, like, if you see somebody like I'm telling y'all, like we know everything about what they supposedly did to us, but we don't know what they was doing. We don't know like what's the European crop, my nigga? Wheat. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the European fruits? Apples. Y'all want to give them that? Apples is I wouldn't give them that. That's Johnny Appleseed in America type situation. I wouldn't give them that. But okay, apples. You see what I'm saying? Like, and what do they have from Europe that they brought into America that we use today? That's all I'm saying. Like, you have to understand that there is a game being played on us. There's a game being played on us. Yeah, they would sell us trinkets. That's the game with us. Like, like I sold them beads and seashells and stuff like that, like little trinkets and stuff like that. And we bite the bait because we're not really tripping off of it. We have a divine nature. We get everything we want. We know how to manifest. But they've been using that against us. They've been giving us trinkets. They've been giving us Bitcoin. Every time we get a dollar, they find a way to take it from us. They raise the price on gas to as high as a gallon of milk. And then they raise the price of gallons of milk. Ain't that It's a reason that these people are playing against us. Yeah, that's the good one for the first show, guys. Hopefully, you enjoy some of this information. If you do, come back next time. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:30, same time, same channel. Oh yeah, welcome to the fight. I hope you're ready. Hope you got your gloves on, cause we throwing them bows. Oh yeah. Peace to the gods. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same bad channel. Peace.